Buenos días, buenas tardes o buenas noches. Yo soy el profesor Boina. Yo voy a explicar todo. El profesor Boina explica todo. We are going to cover today paso A, pages 12 through 20. Paso A, páginas 12 a 20. Empezando en la página 12 con los verbos llamarse y llevar. Okay. In español, llamarse is one way to express what one calls oneself. You'll find out in English and Spanish, things don't always work word for word. So when we say in español, me llamo Paco, okay, we're not literally saying my name is Paco. We're saying I call myself Paco. There is a way in Spanish to express my name is, mi nombre es. Mi nombre es Paco. That communicates in English the same concept. My name is, me llamo. Okay, the second verb that we have in this chapter, llevar, in this context in paso A means to wear, to talk about what clothing one wears. And in español, we have, each verb has two parts. The ending, which here is AR, and the stem, which is the first part, llevar. So what we do is we change the ending to match the person. And as we see on page 13, página 13 in your book, llevo is the first person yo form. I don't need to say I, yo llevo pantalones. Llevo pantalones means I'm wearing pants or I wear pants. Yo llevo pantalones means I wear pants or I'm wearing pants. There's no difference. We go from llevo to the second person, tú llevas, él, he or she, he wears, él lleva, ella lleva, usted lleva. We're going to go through these a little more detail in the next section. Okay? In the on page 13, these are one person. If we have more than one person, my friend and I, we have llevamos, and they are wearing llevan. The ending is all important. The o, as, a, amos, or a. That is the most important function of the verb. So, let's tackle ejercicio uno, the very first part. We want to use either me llamo, se llama, llevo, lleva, or llevan. So, número uno, como blank usted. Como blank usted. We want to go with como se llama usted. Como se llama usted. What is your name or how do you call yourself? Literally. The answer for number two then, the reply is me llamo Esteban. Me llamo Esteban. Okay? That'll get you started with ejercicio uno. Okay, muy bien. Ejercicio dos. We are on page 14 and 15, página 14 y 15 in your textbook Dos Mundos. Aquí el profesor Boina explica todo. You are introduced to the alfabeto, the abecedario, in class, and you'll notice that Spanish has a couple extra letters that English doesn't have. One being the ñ, as opposed to the ñ as in mañana, mañana. And one of the most important things to know about the Spanish alphabet is that Spanish spelling is nearly about 95% phonetic. In other words, you have one letter generally makes one sound. There are some exceptions, and this is where Spanish speakers ask questions to clarify about the spelling of things. And this is what you have on letter C on page 14, página 14, letra C. So in Spanish, the S and the Z can often make the same sound. In Latin America, in Spain, it's different because they use the theta for like zapato, for shoe. In Latin America, it's just zapato. So the Spanish speaker, as you'll see on page 14, página 14, letter C, will ask, is this con S o con Z? With an S or with a Z? Con C o con S? With a C or an S? How do you spell this word? Okay? con C o con Z, as we mentioned before. And Y, or doble L, which is also called the ella. Y or doble L. The G and the J can often be used interchangeably, so we have la G y la J. And also interchangeable are the B chica or B grande. Spanish has no vibrating consonants. So when you say, hey, let's go, you don't say vamos, you say vamos. Vamos, Victor. Vamos, Victor. Let's go, Victor. It's not vamos, Victor. It's vamos, Victor. So these two letters, B y B chica, B grande, in Spanish are often confused, especially among folks who do not have a lot of formal education. You'll find a lot of misspellings on Mexican restaurant menus, for example. Muy bien. So, ejercicio 2 asks you to complete the question with the correct letter. Número 1 says, ¿Cómo se escribe? Now the word is 13, number 13. ¿Cómo se escribe 13? The question is con C or con Z? Con C or con Z? And as you learned in class, 13 is spelled with a C. So your answer is going to be letter B, con Z. Muy bien. Muy bien. El profesor Boina aquí, yo explico todo. We are on page 16 and 17, página 16, 17. We're going to review probably the most important verb in the Spanish language, which is ser. And as you know, ser means to be. Ser o no ser. Esa es la cuestión, dijo Shakespeare. Muy bien. Before we get to the verb ser, we're going to break down in Espanol what we call the subject pronouns, how we refer to people and things without mentioning their names. In Espanol, as we see on page 16, to talk about yourself, we use yo. To ask another person a question or talk about another person directly, we use tú, the informal, which we'll talk about formal and informal. To be polite, to ask someone else a question, we have usted. To talk about him or her, we have él o ella, he or she. These are all singular, singular subject pronouns. When we get into the plural, if I'm with someone else, it's yo and someone else, then we have the nosotros form. If I were a female and I'm with other females, we have the nosotras form. In Spain only, they have a plural of tú. When you're talking to a bunch of your friends, in Spain only, you use the vosotros form. We're not going to learn this form in class. We'll recognize it, but it's only used in Spain. If you're going to go to Spain, you might want to practice it. Otherwise, we don't have to mess with it. The ustedes form, if you're talking to two or more of your friends or a group of two or more people of any kind, in Latin America, we use ustedes. We do not use vosotros. Now, if él, he is with another guy, él y él becomes ellos. If a guy, he is with a girl, it's still ellos. Because Spanish is chauvinistic, es machista. Él es masculino, it's masculine. Doesn't matter how many females are with él. If there's one male, it is ellos, they. They become plural. Ella, she, femenino, if she is with another girl or more than one. Ellas. Ellas is the feminine form for they. Muy bien. Now, going back to the verb ser, to be. When we break it down into its component parts, to say I am, we can either say yo soy or just soy. You are is tú eres or simply eres, you are. You are being polite, formal, usted is es. Él es, he is, she is, ella es. So the same form for all three subjects. We go over to the plural side. Nosotros is we. To say we are, we have nosotros somos. And you'll see this ending repeated over and over again to make the nosotros form. Vosotros sois, again, only used in Spain. Don't worry about that one. Ustedes, you guys, as we say in New Jersey. Ellos or ellas, it's the same form. Son. So you are, as in you and your friend. Ellos, they are, and ellas, female, feminine, they are. Is son also. Muy bien, which takes us to ejercicio 3. Okay, muy bien, ejercicio 3. We are now on página 17. Ejercicio 3. Número 1. You're given a question which has a blank space, and you have to choose between ellos, usted, ellas, él, or nosotros. Ellos, usted, which is the abbreviation for usted. Ellas, él or nosotros. Él or nosotros. Again, ellos mean they, either a group of all males or male and female. Usted being the polite form of you to address an older person or someone you're not on a first name basis with. Ellas, two or more female that you're talking about. Él, one guy you're talking about. And nosotros, it's you and at least one other person. Now, the first one, número 1, says, blank es profesor aquí. The answer is, ¿quién? ¿Raúl? No, es estudiante. So here we're talking about Raúl. We're saying he's a student. So your answer for número 1 is going to be, which form? Ellos, usted, ellas, él, or nosotros. And since we're talking about him, we're going to use él, because we're referring to Raúl. For number 2, blank son mexicanos. Sí, Silvia y Nacho son mexicanos. So we have a male and a female. Silvia is ella, Nacho is él. When we have a male and a female together, in Espanol we have ellos. Ellos, correct answer for número 2. Ejercicio 4, we have to choose the correct form of the verb ser. They give us soy, es, somos, or son. Soy, es, somos, or son. Again, soy for I am, es, he is, she is, or you, the usted form, is, are, Nosotros somos, we are. Ellos, ellas, or ustedes son. They are, or yous guys are. So, ejercicio 4, número 1, the question is, ¿cómo se llama usted? And here, we're not going to use me llamo Raúl Saucedo, because that's not one of our choices. We're going to say, I am Raúl Saucedo. So, I am being which form? Soy. Soy Raúl Saucedo. Muy bien.
Así de fácil.
Muy bien. El profesor Boina, otra vez con ustedes. We are now on page 17 through 20, páginas 17 a 20. We're going to cover one of the most important topics in Espanol, which separates it from English, is that the issue of masculine and feminine. In English, you never have to think about, is that chair masculine? Is that table feminine? Is country masculine or feminine, etc., etc. But in Espanol and Francés, all of the Romance languages, every single object on earth, and of course people, have a gender, a grammatical gender. Okay? Not male, female, but a grammatical gender. So when we talk about la civilización, is actually a feminine word. We have la, tells me it's feminine, civilización. This C-I-O-N ending will always indicate a feminine word. Typically in Spanish, most words that are masculine, or a lot of words, are going to end in O. If it's feminine, it's going to end in A, right? Just like amigo talks about a male friend. If it's a female friend you're talking about, then it is amiga, right? So mi amigo is my friend, and he's a guy. Mi amiga is my friend, and she's a girl. So in Spanish, you can't get away with what a lot of you get away with in English when your parents ask you, where are you going? You say, oh, I'm going out with a friend. Right? Gender neutral. In Espanol, no. I'm either going with un amigo o una amiga. Mi amigo, mi amiga. Masculino, femenino. Muy bien. Now, attached to these nouns, amigo, civilización, whatever it might be, if we have articles, el and la, un and una. El is the masculine, just means the. La is feminine, means the also. So we talk about the sweater, we have el suéter. El suéter. Now there's nothing inherently masculine about sweaters, but sweater happens to be a masculine noun, so it's el suéter. Blusa, blouse, ends in A, so it's going to be la blusa, the blouse. Now you're thinking, well, girls wear blouses, that's why it's feminine. No, not true. Camisa, shirt, is also feminine, and guys wear shirts just as much as girls. La blusa, la camisa. Nothing to do with who's wearing it, the gender of the person wearing it, etc., etc. Dress, except in Scotland, most men don't wear them. But el vestido is masculine. El vestido ends in O. It's going to be el. Muy bien. So these are words for the, el and la. For a or an, if I want to say a sweater, I'm looking for a sweater. Busco un suéter. I'm looking for a dress. Mine doesn't fit me anymore. I need un vestido. Okay? I'm looking for a blouse. Una blusa. Or I'm looking for a shirt. Una camisa. So these are my indefinite articles. A sweater. Which one? I don't know. Just give me a sweater. Un suéter. A blouse. Una blusa. I don't know which one. Versus the sweater, the blouse. El, la are definite. The sweater, the blouse. Una indefinite. A sweater, a blouse. Okay, muy bien. Now, as I mentioned earlier, typically if a word ends in O, it's going to be masculine, right? El amigo, el libro. If it ends in A, it's going to be feminine. La amiga, la blusa. There are a couple exceptions, of course. What would life be without exceptions? One little trick you can use to identify masculine words is that if they end in an L-O-N-E-R-S, loners, 90% of the time, if you have to guess, 90% of the time, if the word ends in an L, an O, an N, E, or R, or S, it's going to be masculine. So, for example, papel, el papel, libro, the book. The N, we have the classroom, salón de clase, el salón. E, we have pupitre, you learned in this chapter, desk, el pupitre. R, eraser, borrador, borrador. And then S, a word that most students are familiar with, estrés, stressed out, stress. Now, rather than learn papel means paper, libro means book, salón means classroom, learn them as a unit. El papel, el libro, el salón, el pupitre, el borrador, el estrés. If you learn them together as a unit, then you won't have to be questioning yourself, okay, which one is this now? Learn it together. It's not paper, it's not papel, it's el papel, el libro, el salón, etc. Learn them together as a unit. That will help you down the road. Now, let's tackle then ejercicio 5. Ejercicio 5. Here, we want to give the negative form. We want to answer in the negative for each question. Número 1 on ejercicio 5 asks, ¿Es una chaqueta? And in parentheses, we have the word camisa. So we're going to say, no, it's not a jacket, it's a shirt. So our answer then is, no, no es. This in Spanish is the no, it's not. No, it's not. No, no es. The it is built into here. There's no separate word for it. No, it's not. No, no es una chaqueta. No es una chaqueta. What is it then? Es una camisa. So again, my first no says no, just like in English. No. No es is it's not. No, no es. No es una chaqueta, es una camisa. No es una chaqueta, es una camisa. Notice the pronunciation is not no, no es una chaqueta. No, no es. No, no es una chaqueta. Es una camisa. No es una chaqueta, es una camisa. Muy bien. Ejercicio 6 asks me to supply the el or the la. Ejercicio 6, número 1. Now I have to look at the clues that are given to me in a sentence. Número 1 says, blank estudiante es rubia. The student is a blonde, is blonde. Now rubia, the adjective ends in an A, rubia. So I know we're talking about a female student. So my answer then naturally is going to be la. La estudiante es rubia. If this had been rubio, then I would have used el. La estudiante es rubia. The student is blonde. Muy bien. Número 2. Blank profesor de matemáticas es guapo. Now, where have you seen a good-looking math professor? I don't know. Blank estudiante, blank profesor de matemáticas es guapo. Guapo, handsome, ends in an O. I know I have to use el or la. I have to use el. El profesor de matemáticas es guapo. Muy bien. Muy bien, the last topic for paso A is on page 20, página 20, the command form in Spanish. When you go on to take Spanish 2, you'll learn in more detail how exactly these command forms are created and why. But for now, note that the command abra, meaning open, can be made plural by just adding the letter N. So when I'm in class talking to all of you, you'll hear me say, abran sus libros. Abran sus libros. So I'm talking to one of you, I would just say, abra su libro. Open your book, open your books. Abran makes it plural. The letter N makes it plural. Camine, meaning walk. Caminen, for all of you. Caminen, use guys. Diga, say. Digan, all of you say. Okay? So again, the letter N makes the command plural. Now, what do all these commands mean on page 20, página 20? You can refer to page 9 in your text, in your list of vocabulary, página 9. That will give you the direct translation of each of all of these. Let's just do number 1. Número 1. Lani Mónica blank buenas tardes. Now, buenas tardes is in quotation marks. In Spanish, quotation marks look like this. So I want them to say good afternoon. Say. Now, the command form is either diga or digan. I'm asking two people to give that command, so I'm going to use the plural form digan. Digan buenas tardes. As opposed to number 2, Alberto, blank su nombre con lápiz. Lápiz is pencil, nombre is name, so I want him to write his name in pencil. The command form is escriba or escriban, but I'm only talking to one person, Alberto. So I'm going to use the singular form. Alberto escriba su nombre con lápiz. Muy bien. Es todo para el paso A.